So where do you start with this? If you're watching, you'll know who it's about. But to start, let's go to the beginning, right back to the 90s. Some of you'll remember it more than others. It was the era that defined a lot and was a pretty great time to be a kid. We had the best cartoons, some pretty defining movies, and there was never anything more exciting than getting toys inside our breakfast cereals. Begging our parents for some new plastic toy we saw in commercials, and of course our mums dressing us in the most questionable fashion choices known to man. Let's all please ever forget about bucket hats and mood rings. Importantly though, right around the first part of the decade, Thomas Stephen Riley was born, on the 8th of October 1990. He was the first son of Mark and Susie, and was soon joined by his brother James. Tom grew up in Stafford and went first to St John's Primary School and then on to Weston Road High School. After leaving school, Tom went on and joined Staffordshire Police, working in the control room. No matter where Tom has gone, he's always picked up friends for life and made amazing memories. There's a lot we can say about Tom, but to give you all a bigger picture of who he was and how he lived, here are a few people that knew him and loved him, sharing some of their favourite stories.
I think first and foremost, Tom and his brother, his parents for that matter, were a massive part of my childhood. We literally grew up together, you know, he was like a brother to me. Well, they're both brothers to me. And his nickname was Curly. That's his nickname, Curly. Curly and Jammy for James. I mean, Tom's dad once said us three was thick as thieves. And I can elaborate to that comment. It was one Saturday evening, me, Tom and James decided to get in amongst this and decided to hatch a plan. And in his utility room, Mark had his beloved beer fridge, and to the left was a downstairs toilet with a window. So, plan was, I was on watch duty for the course of the evening. James would sneak into the utility room, shut the door, grab the beers or a couple of beers, pretend to go to the downstairs toilet, shut the door, pretend to flush, pass the beers through the window to Tom, who was on the outside, walk round the outside of the house to the front, open the door, sneak upstairs, and over the course of the night we managed to accumulate a few beers to have our own little toast. If he sees this he'll laugh, but I'll look back in 20 years and I'll still be laughing about the things we got up to. Even when I'm an old man, if I make it that old, you know, I'll still be looking back and I'll be like...
I'm Ashley Green. I've known Tom since, what, about year one. I remember the first time we kind of really met him was in the class, and I looked over and I thought to myself, wow, he's really got curly hair. But one of my favourite memories of Tom was, in the start of school, we all had to line up in our classes, and we were all just talking away, and Tom come in and I looked round and obviously how big his hair was, like he's got curly hair. His nan tried to part his hair and he called it an old fashioned. He went, I can't believe what my nan's done to my hair. And I said, what Tom, what have you done to your hair? Because my nan's parted it for me. And I said, why has she done that? He goes, well, she thinks she looks smart. And he was like, she'll kill me if I go back out without it not being parted. And we tried messing it up all day, trying to get him into trouble. Oh, it was brilliant.
We've known Tom, well, I've known Tom about 2.5 years.
Yeah, I'm about 3.5 years, so I started in the control room when Tom was agency. Very quiet Tom back then, until we all came along, I think.
Ruined him.
Yeah. Seemed to come out of his shell quite a lot when he was attached to shift 4. We took him under our wing, didn't we?
We did.
Especially Craig anyway. They're bros now. So many adventures, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which we all miss Tom being there, but we shall... I think we're replacing him with family now, actually.
I think Susie's coming.
I think this is one big family holiday now. I think parents have adopted loads of people, so yeah.
We'll say, we love Tom, we miss him dearly, but you know, we'll see everything we do.
And adventures won't be the same, but
we'll
we
take
have
him with
some
us
amazing
everywhere we
memories.
go.
Yeah. Have you got anything to say about Grandma and Granddad?
Yeah.
How much do you love them? Do you love them this much? Do you love them this much? This much?
This one.
Wow.
Lots of love, guys.
Love you lots.
See you soon.
Say bye.
Bye.
Weirdo. Come on, then you go.
Faster.
Obviously, Staffordshire Police working with him. Tom would know me as Cookie.
I'm Connor, hi.
And I am Sprucey, as Tom would know me.
Every good story involves alcohol, as Tom always said. No good story started with salad.
I wonder if they know about when he tried to run me over and he reversed into Lisa's car. The training day we went out for a meal, and as we were all walking out, he got in his car with Luce, and I walked past, saw the opportunity, flipped his windscreen wipers up again. It's like, damn it, Spruce! And so he climbed over, down, got back in, and I was still behind his car walking back to mine. And next minute he slams it into reverse and tries to run me over, missing me completely and hitting one of our colleagues' cars. I just did this god awful crack. Oh damn it! Look behind, and there's the back of his car in front of Lisa's.
Yeah, we've all been on holidays with Tom. We've got some cracking memories. Mark, you know you've raised a cracking son.
He was a fantastic bloke.
I used to absolutely love working with Tom. I used to like nights the best. My memories of Tom on nights are, as I said in the other video, chair back all the way, on reclined, feet up on another chair, can of Red Bull or a coffee, sweets, that sort of thing. One of the best ways for me to describe him would be a true gent. Very polite, very well mannered. You know, never had a bad thing to say about anyone. Witty, sharp, very intelligent. You know, loved his cars. The finer things in life, liked his alcohol.
Mark Susie, your son was one of the best mates I ever had. He was different to what I grew up with, and I can't say anything bad about him in any way. He's taught me a lot. He's taught me to let things go, don't be angry. Our 4 o'clock drunken conversations, Edinburgh, Prague. I hold no grudges to anyone anymore. Tom used to just be so chilled and laid back, you can't help but be happy. No matter what you were talking about, politics, girls, drink, anything in life. Stupid conversations at 3 in the morning. They were Tom's conversations. Mate, work's never going to be the same without you. We can bring in another one to try and keep the morale up, but you can't replace someone like you, mate. Mark, Susie, when you see this, I'll say thank you for raising such a cracking bloke as Tom. Never forget them, man.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm Katie's little sister. I remember the first time I got a glimpse of Tom was actually when he dropped Katie home one time, and I think I must have been stood by the window. I just saw his car and Katie get out of it, and I ran to the door, and I was like, oh my god, Katie, who is that? Who is that? And she was like, oh, you know, it's just Tom, he just dropped me home. I was like, you have to date him, he's got an amazing car. Her response to me was actually just, Sarah, you can't date someone because they have a nice car. Yet a week later, they were definitely going out, and you know, definitely because of the car. But he picked me up one time from school because we were both visiting Katie on the same weekend at Warwick, and I remember him telling me how awkward he felt because he used to have to pick up one of Paul's girlfriends from school, and it made him feel like a proper creep. So he ended up turning up late because he didn't want everyone to see. And by the time we got down there, I remember just pulling up. It was a very fun car journey, but I remember pulling up and he just turned to me, he's like, don't tell your sister I drove so fast. And I was like, just between you and me. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with Tom.
Tom, whenever Tom is around, we always seem to have some form of adventure. I think it's in his natural sort of state. Like he does a lot of travelling himself, and I think that bleeds into his social life too. Like every single time you came to London to visit me, you, me and Schmo would just hang out and get into all kind of mischief. I've mentioned it before, but one of the best memories I have of Tom is he came down to see me, and I think this was in August 2016, and we had a really great night out, and we sat out on the roof and we were drinking, and I was like, guys, we've got to stay up and watch the sunrise. It was summertime, it was August, and you were like, okay then. And we drank lots of whiskey, and for the first time in knowing you for all these years, you actually opened up about yourself, and you were just like, for once I really felt you actually opened up and talked to us. I think by the time the sunrise came up, it was just you, me and Schmo, and like, you know, like my best friends, we were all together, like watching the sunrise, drunk, talking about life, and it was such a special moment that I will never forget. Because even though you're not with us, we are going to keep you on all of our little adventures, because little Bri is going to be with us. Isn't that right, little Bri? I think that's a yes. And he's going to be coming on all our holidays. I don't know another person like Tom. He really is just an absolute one of a kind, limited edition.
Tom's incredible. Like, Tom's just there's so many aspects of Tom that I aspire to be. I could talk to him about anything, and he'd be there for me regardless. And he's like that with everyone, because he's incredibly selfless. But it's not really the memories, specific memories of specific times that mean the most to me anymore. It's the most important things, and the things that I feel and think about now are just moments, but one of them really stands out. And we were just driving. It was a really sunny day. Roof was down, my hair was going crazy. We were listening to the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, and he just turned around and looked at me and smiled, and I looked back at the road. And that is my most important memory, because I remember feeling, just from the look on his face, I knew that he loved me, and I felt that feeling that you feel in your stomach, where you're so happy, you feel almost sick, and your fingers are shaky, and you don't know what's happening, and that feeling just never went away, really.
So it's 5 AM and we're having a toast to Tom with some whiskey, good old Jack Daniels.
Sunrise.
And the sun is rising, which we'll show you in a second. But yeah, so to Tom.
I remember the first time I met Tom maybe just a few times, and Sophie said, oh, a couple of friends of mine from home are coming up. I thought, oh, okay, it'll be interesting, we'll see, you know. And these two lovely boys, Dan and Tom, turn up, and we just have an amazing time, and we end up here on the roof at 5 AM talking about life. And I just remember he was so calm and kind, and not kind of, you know, bigging himself up, or he just seemed very kind of modest, and he had the best chuckle. That's my strongest memory of him. He just had the best chuckle that I think I've ever heard.
I can walk in a straight line, look.
Nice. That can't be a serious straight line.
Tom.
No, I'll do this.
Tom, why are you walking off the line?
He was a great accomplice and I will miss him forever.
You know, I'll cherish them memories for the rest of my life, you know. To have ever met Tom and his family is an honour and a privilege. Could not have asked for a better childhood to grow up with them too and his family.
We're here for Mark and Susie and James and everybody else, and could be one just big adopted family, I think.
Yeah.
Carry on his memory and met loads more.
Tom was a really, really good friend. We had a good time together and we'll cherish that memory. Susie, Mark and James, if you need anything, I'm always here for you. Thank you.
He did live a good and full life. He was surrounded by people that loved him.
You are so loved. Your family is so loved. You have made such a huge impact on people. We're gonna love you and miss you forever.
Tom, I'll miss you, mate. You're like a brother. I love you a lot and I'll see you again one day. See you soon, mate. One day. Love you loads.
Thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for showing me what that feels like. Thank you for changing my life. And I'll never forget you.
There are so many people that love Tom and knew Tom and have amazing memories of him. This is just a small fraction of people. I think if any of us can picture Tom and where he is right now, I can just see a desert landscape, him driving along in a brand new Porsche, the roof down, the cool breeze, driving off into the sunset. Tom, we love you, we'll never forget you, and we'll see you soon.